Getting in shape changed my life, like genuinely. Most people think getting in shape is just based how you look. But for me, fitness wasn't just about the mirror. All right, maybe a little bit when I started. I've been working out since I was 14, and that's because I started wrestling in high school. And I was tired of being the scrawny kid. But I've been working out and prioritizing my health ever since. And I fell in love with it so much that I got certified as a NASM personal trainer in 2015. And I've been training people in and outside of the gym, online or in person, since. When I got married at 23, my reason for working out changed. It became less about the way I looked and more about whether I'd be able to show up for the people who needed me the most. Whether it be my daughter fighting for her life 6 months in the NICU, or my wife battling an illness we didn't even know the name of yet, and for the people or memory of the people that I love who never got the chance that I have right now because I prioritize my health. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through 3 key moments that in my life proved without question that your health is either an asset or a liability. And by the end of this video, you'll know how to start making it an asset and prioritize it the right way, starting today. Of course, I saved the most impactful experience for last. My name is Mark. I've been a certified personal trainer since 2015, as I mentioned, and I've spent over a decade helping hardworking, disciplined people finally get control over their health. But before I was any of that, I was just a kid watching loved ones and people I loved in my family suffer. And that's where this story starts. So let's go back to the beginning. As a kid, I was a picky eater. I didn't eat much. I was a pretty active kid. I always needed to be involved in some kind of sport, some sort of activity. I don't know if it was my ADHD or what, but I ate the junk food like any other kid would. I had my own small cheese pizzas every Friday night, Lunchables for lunch, orange soda in my veins. But as I got older, I noticed some things about what it did to people who I lived with. Living that way was severely debilitating in more ways than one. Not just physically either, mentally. It gave them discrepancies in their everyday movements, hindered their sleep, it hindered their mood, and of course, their health. And I sat watching on the sidelines as all these areas of their lives became increasingly more difficult and challenging because of their weight, because of their size. Not to mention the way people treated them, not to mention the way some of my friends treated them growing up or thought of them. And it always has bothered me because if you watch my videos, you know already that I will never fat shame because I believe it's an illness. Being overweight, being obese is an illness that people may or may not be able to control. And of course, it's not the same thing, but if you think about being addicted to drugs, people could absolutely be addicted to food. And the difference there is drugs are not necessary to survive. Food we have to eat to survive. And that makes it so much trickier. So I could definitely empathize with people who are heavy because I saw it through them firsthand growing up. And growing up, I always wanted to be the one who could do something about it, who could help them get out of it. And now I can. Reflecting back on it all, I realized that they just never had the right system in place. That's what it comes down to. And that's what I became obsessed with building. And this video is part of that. This is where getting in shape can truly be life-changing. But as a kid, I didn't know it yet because I didn't start working out until I was 14. Now, from a young age, I knew I wanted to help people, but I could not help anybody with something I didn't know yet myself. So what gave me the tools to do it? It was starting in a wrestling room in high school. Growing up, I always loved WWE. I know, it's different wrestling, it's totally different game, but it helped me. Ironically enough, I wasn't allowed to watch it, but I snuck it every Monday and Thursday night for Raw and SmackDown, starting at age, 9. And I loved the idea of it so much that I wanted to know more about it. So at 14, the first thing I did was look into wrestling. And boy, was I caught off guard and by surprise. This next part will just put everything into perspective. I knew really next to nothing about anything exercise related. And like I said before, my soda was flowing through my veins. That's how much I drank it. It's actually funny. I tell my wife now I met my quota for all the junk foods. I think I had so much of it as a kid that I have no desire to have anymore now. But I say that because during my first wrestling practices, I brought in some Coca-Cola and some orange soda to quench my thirst. So if that doesn't sum it all up, I don't know what does. So over the years, I wrestled all 4 years. I learned about cutting weight, how to truly hydrate with water, the occasional electrolytes, and what foods actually matter for muscle growth and endurance. But it was kind of a blessing in disguise in a way that I ate like such junk when I was younger, is because it really showed me and it taught me hard lessons on what foods actually are going to help me through the years, what actually is going to help me become the person I want to become. And it showed me how I could help others through it, because I've eaten all those foods before. And now it's at a point where I have no desire to have those foods. And when I do have them, it just makes me feel gross after. So the idea here is that wrestling taught me that I could actually engineer my own body. That's physically and mentally. Because I was never the best wrestler in the room. I never won any championships or anything like that. But what I did learn from it, and what I was good at, was showing up. I was improving so much every year. So much so that my senior year, I got the Most Improved Wrestler award. And I carry that with me to this day. And I take pride in being able to improve everywhere I can, in every job I've had, in every experience I've lived with my family, and being able to help my wife and daughter every day, being blessed enough to be a husband and a father. Through high school, I learned real discipline, and I realized that it's a skill that most people never get taught. They try harder, but never smarter. But all of that knowledge, the training, the discipline, the understanding of how our body works, none of that meant more to me than when my daughter was born. My daughter was born at 25 weeks. She was born 1 pound, 6 ounces, and spent 6 months in the NICU. She's officially, to this day, the smallest baby born in the hospital she was born at. And they have so little experience working with preemies that they didn't even know the protocol for CPR in terms of how long to do it for premature babies. The standard was 30 minutes. If there was no response after 30 minutes, that's it. They'd give up. My daughter's heart wasn't beating until 40 minutes in, and that was because of that heroic staff that day. Notably, my daughter's current pediatrician. I'll never forget, as soon as she was born without a heartbeat, the doctors and staff asking me if I wanted to hold her, if I wanted to hold my own daughter while she passes. I replied with one question: is there still hope? And they said, chances are low, but yeah. So I said, okay, if there's still hope, then that's the answer. You might be wondering how this happened. My wife, at 25 weeks, had preeclampsia and had a seizure for the first time in her life. And years after that, we discovered that she has an autoimmune disease as well. Now, why do I bring all this up? It's because this season of my life required me to be completely present. And I will take it to the grave that why I was present and why I continue to be present as much as I can be today is because of my health. Now, when I say completely present, I mean not exhausted, not emotionally depleted, not physically falling apart most of the time. Anyway, I'm still human. My fitness was the fuel to allow me to show up. And that means every single day when people needed me the most, notably my family. When you're sitting next to an incubator, hoping your baby makes it to tomorrow after having spells and never knowing if she's gonna breathe normal or walk normal, the last thing you have time to think about is whether you're in shape or not. And being in shape is more than just physical. It's how you feel. Being in shape means I have something to give. It means I'm not running on empty. And I've never forgotten that. That's one of the main reasons why I decide to keep going. Your health is either something you invest in now or something you spend everything on later. And the cost of the second option isn't just yours. So if you're watching this as somebody who works hard and who shows up for everybody else and may put yourself on the back burner, here's what I want you to take away from all this. You do not have to wait until you're sick to start. You just have to decide that your health is part of how you show up. It's a preventative thing. The process is learnable. This isn't rocket science. Nutrition and training are not mysteries. They're systems, and systems can be built. Your health directly impacts everyone around you. Your kids, your spouse, the people who you're around every single day, work or otherwise. So here's some actionable steps you could take. Yes, I want you to actually get something and be able to change your life today from this video. This week, I want you to audit just one meal. Just look at what you eat for dinner tonight and ask, does this serve the person I want to be? What I mean by that is, how processed is it? How's it cooked? Is it fried? Is it baked? You are what you eat is a very true statement. The second thing is you could move with intention for 20 minutes. I'm not talking about a workout. I'm talking about a walk, especially with the beautiful weather now this time of year. Something to reconnect your body with the idea that it's capable. Even if it's just, I'll give you an example that I personally do. When I change over the load of laundry, I hop up and do 10 pull-ups on my pull-up bar. Or if you don't have any equipment, you could just drop and do 10 push-ups. Even if it's girl push-ups or knee push-ups, it counts. Movement is movement. And then number 3, write down who counts on you. Put that list somewhere you can see it. That's going to be your why. So on the hard days, it's what's going to pull you through. We all need a bigger reason than ourselves. And of course, doing it for ourselves is a big reason. But having your circle around you to help you is going to make it that much more impactful. So I got into this over 20 years ago because I watched the people I love struggle daily. And I never wanted anyone else to feel like their health was something that was happening to them instead of something that they were in control of. So if any part of this video resonated with you at all, make sure you hit the like button because it's going to help show it to more people who may need to hear the message. Another angle to look at it from is if you're feeling exhausted all the time, there's more reasons behind that. Check out this video here and see why. Also, if you want to support me further, hit subscribe because that's going to help me the most. Because I put out videos just like this every single week to help you build that control. And if you're ready to go even deeper, the first link in the description is to work one-on-one with me. You could learn more about it there. Also, you could check out my free school community that I have linked below as well. I'm in the process of making a 5-video course that's going to give you real actionable steps to get you in a better ideal spot. It's the same process I use to work with my clients one-on-one. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next one.